There's another really cool tool you can use in Kali Linux called the Open Source Research Framework, the OSR Framework. You have to go and install it, but it's easy. So what we're going to do is we're just going to download and install OSR Framework in Kali. And it has several different tools. They're all Python scripts. One, you can search across a huge number of platforms to see if a username exists. Now, sometimes you will get false positives. We'll see that. Or you can specify a couple of usernames and then specify the platforms. And there are many platforms. If you don't specify, it'll do them all. And then we could search if there's any email that has this string in the email name. Or we can search across everything to see if just this string, whatever it is in quotes, exists in any way, shape, or form. And what it does, like I said, is open source intelligence, where it just looks online across all these different platforms like Yahoo and Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn and a whole bunch of different things to see if it can find these strings that you specify. And this way you're looking for usernames and emails and other possible things. So we're just going to take a look at it right now. I'm going to just move this over so we can see. It does not take long actually to install. So we apt, it's actually apt-get, but apt is good enough. Apt update and apt tac-y install, yes, install OSR Framework. Now, I've already installed it, but I'm just going to let it rip so you can see it. It only takes a moment. And then what we're going to do, so mine is already set and ready. We're going to just do a usify Python script looking for the name Moodharma, the username Moodharma. So we're going to say usify, and I recommend that you try this on your own usernames. I encourage you to try all sorts of things. Moodharma, that's just a pet username that I have when I teach, and I'm pressing enter. And it will go out and it'll start searching. So you can see that it is just going. If we want to break it, we can. Searching 279 different platforms. Now, it does not take long to give us results. Okay, so we have some results here. Let's just expand this a bit so we can just kind of see what we've got. Now, some of these may be false positives. Like I created this user called Moodharma, and I just use it for teaching. I have never set Moodharma up with Saraha, which I have no idea what that is, or BuzzNet. I don't remember ever giving Moo a Twitter account, or Streak Gaming, or Carding Hispano. Of course, that doesn't mean somebody else hasn't done it as well. So here are the results that we found on several different platforms for this particular user. Now we're going to try another one here. Let's try one for CEH user and Susie Q. And let's specify just Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. So notice the TAC N for the name, TAC P for the platform. And I'm just going to bring it over here so we can see it. And it even says, did you have any issues? Is there a false positive? You can report issues to us here. And we're not going to obviously bother with that. So let's usify TAC Python, TAC PY, TAC N, CEH. And again, you should be trying this just with your own stuff. Make up different things. Look for yourself. Look for people you know. So we're going Twitter. What did we say we were going to do? Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Facebook, YouTube. And let's just let this rip. And it's going to look for both CEH user and Susie Q. And so we have some hits. And we can see that, if we scroll up here, that Susie Q showed up on YouTube. Probably no surprises there. CEH user on Facebook and Twitter. And Susie Q also showed up on Facebook and Twitter. Okay, now how about one more here? Well, we'll do two more. Let's see if there's any email that has L. Torvalds, like for Linus Torvalds, like the guy who invented the Linux kernel. Let's see if there's any emails that has this string in the name. So we're going to try that one. Let's mail phi.py tac in L. Torvalds and press enter. We'll see if any, some have already come up. Oh, no, it's searching to see if any of these have been leaked out. See if there are any email addresses here, because obviously If we're targeting people, we want to find out what their email addresses are. Again, this doesn't take too long, so what I'm going to do is pause the recording, and as soon as we have some results, we're going to go take a look. Okay, so we can see that it did show up in Rocket Mail. And so we saw that via Tumblr. All right, so there was a hit here. And we can scroll back and we can see how it was trying various possible sources. And you go through the whole thing, and here was one. It found one in Rocket Mail. And then all these others were attempts, but until we see the green, they didn't actually show anything up. And so this is interesting. It says, Mailify will use haveibeenpwned.com to find leaked emails. If you've never gone to haveibeenpwned.com, it's kind of fun to do that. Just go to this address here, haveibeenpwned.com, and put in your email address and see if it has ever shown up where it was leaked out to the general public in different ways. And it's rather a fun thing to check out. Okay, so we found a hit for email, and we can also just search all of the possible searches just for a string, whatever that string is. Whether it is, some kind of text or a name or whatever, we're gonna query all platforms just for this string, whatever the string is. We're putting it in quotes. Now, sometimes when you put in different kinds of strings, I found that the script blows up sometimes, but let's give it a shot, see if it works. So we're going to search by pi tac q to do a query and put in something here. Put in this string to see if we can get something out of it. So let me just bring this over here so we can see. Let's search phi, not searchify, search phi.py tac q, in quotes, Dookie 2000 CA, close quote, press enter, see if it shows up just anywhere. Notice we're looking Facebook, GitHub, Instagram, Twitter, da-da-da-da-da. Yes, we found a hit in Twitter. And if we scroll back up, we can see the various platforms that it searched, and then it found a hit. So that is using the Open Source Intelligence Research Framework, the OSR framework in Linux.